Okay, so here we are, and we have moved our first person controller into the scene. And now we want to make sure it works. So we're going to press play. And then here we are. So we are in first person. It has dropped us into the game, and we are able to move forward and backward. And by using the mouse, we can turn whichever direction we want to turn. So in order to be able to exit this mode, you're going to press pause, and then you'll uncheck both of these, and it will take you back to here. The next thing that you're going to do is work with your terrain. So you'll click terrain, which is above first person controller in the hierarchy. And once you're in terrain, this is going to control what your ground looks like for your world. And since my world is in a plant cell, I just kind of want some rolling green hills to represent my terrain. So I'll go over here and I'll click on this second little icon. And from the drop down menu, I'm going to click raise or lower terrain. And then there are several different brush sizes that you can use to make the terrain into what you want it to be. So I'm going to choose this one for myself, and then I'm going to go down to brush size, and it'll allow you to make the brush size bigger or smaller depending on what you need. I'm going to make pretty big brush size because I want to do this quickly. And then I'm going to raise or lower the terrain. So that was too much. If you see, I don't want them that big. So I might need to change my brush. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to undo and go back to where I was selecting the terrain to begin with. So now I'm going to move this down a little bit. Let's try this. Let's see if this is less extreme. Let's try this brush. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And it does. It makes it slightly less extreme. And I'm just going to blur out the grid lines. And then you can see now I have rolling hills in my um, environment that I wanted to create. And if I were to go back to first person controller and click play, this is what I would be looking at, kind of rolling hills. Now, at this point, I'll decide whether or not this is the way I like it. If not, I'll go back. But right now, I'm going to tweak it just a little bit because I do want a little more, and it seems really flat right here in the center. So it seems like this is where I need to add some texture. So I'll go back to the terrain. Again, I'll make sure I'm on raise or lower terrain. And I'll pick the brush that I was originally using before because I like the way it worked. And once I click on it, I am able to drag it over here, and then I can edit these areas and raise them more if I want to. And that was a little too much again. So we're going to go back to undo and bring that down. There we go. All right. So now I have the terrain the way that I want it. Let's tweak just a bit. Oh, there it goes. All right, here we go.